How's it going, fellow Planeswalkers? Today I have another cool brew just for you, and this one I'm calling the Mono Green Machine. So this is the second episode in the series of my five-part series of playing the mono deck. So I did a mono black yesterday. Today is mono green, and I am very pleased with the outcome with this mono green. It's quite beastly. There's definitely a lot of ramp going on over here, and when it works out very nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on into it, but before I do, I want to give you guys a reminder to please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, and here we go. Without further ado, we got 4 Llanowar Elves, because any good green deck, especially a mono green deck, is going to be running Llanowar Elves. It's just a great ramp. And, you know, hopefully with the Llanowar Elves turn 1, turn 2, I hit off the Elvish Rejuvenator and we'll go for there. Okay, so we have 4 Llanowar Elves, 2 Shaper Sanctuaries. I figured being that I'm running 24 creatures in this deck, this would be a great way for me to get some card draw, because I know the opponent is just going to try to pick off my creatures right and left. And for a 1-drop, this is amazing. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. That's nice. Then we have 1 Dryad Greenseeker. This is a cool card. I've never played it before. You know, I had 1 copy. I thought, you know, fuck it, why not? So basically what I could do is I could tap it, and I could look at the top card of my library. And if it's a land card, I may reveal it and put it into my hand. So if it's not a land card, it's not like scrying, because I can't put it to the bottom of the deck if I don't want it on top. But at the same time, it could help me get some land into my hand and thin out my deck a bit. We have 3 Rabid Bites. This is for some removal. You know, green doesn't deal with any direct removal. So we need some form of removal, and I am having a lot of high-cost creatures so that have high power, so I thought Rabid Bite would work nicely. We have 4 Blanchwood Armors, because, you know, this could even jack up something as small as a Llanowar Elf to something to be reckoned with later in the game, you know, because what it does is it's enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control, and obviously I'm running just forests in this deck. So this is obviously real cool, and it's an auto include. We have 4 of those. We have 4 Elvish Rejuvenators for more ramp. I like this. This really thins out the deck, and I could use it to block out some of my opponent's stuff. We have 1 Reclamation Sage. This is just to get rid of an artifact or enchantment in a pinch. It may be worthwhile actually to throw in a second copy. I figure that maybe I could afford to drop 1 Elvish Rejuvenator. I'll throw in a second Reclamation Sage just for backup. We have 1 Beast Whisperer. I really wish I had another copy. I'd run 2 in this deck if I had, but I don't. We have 1 Goreclaw Terror of Calcisma. I do have 3 copies, but I figured, you know, 1 copy is enough. Essentially, I'm not using it to reduce the cost of my creatures because I have plenty of ramp. What I'm doing is I'm using it for giving those creatures trample, because that's sometimes, you know, the opponent swarms the board, and if I can't deal damage to his life points, and, you know, obviously if the opponent has removal, every turn that goes by that I'm on the field, I'm more vulnerable. So we have 1 Nullhide Ferox. This is also an auto include in any mono green deck. It's pretty cool. We have 2 Ripjaw Raptors. I figure this is a great 4-drop. It's also a great way of getting some more card draw. We have 3 Gigantosaurus. This also in a mono green deck is a must. I have 4 copies, but I figured 4 is just overkill. You know, I think I'm happy with 3. We have 1 Vivian Reed. I would play a second if I had, but I don't. So 1 Vivian Reed's going to do. We have 1 Aggressive Mammoth. This is fantastic in this deck because it gives my other creatures trample, which is very much necessary in such a deck. And once again, I find myself wishing I had more copies of a card, because Aggressive Mammoth I could have 2 of them. I may even go so far as to say I'd put in 3 if I could figure it out. Then we have 2 Carnage Tyrants. Love this boy. You know, can't be countered, trample and hexproof. You know, let's say you're going up against a deck that's just picking off my creatures. You throw down a Carnage Tyrant, and they hit the concede button pretty quickly. Then we have 1 End-Raised Forerunner. This is my most costly besides the Galta, which the Galta I usually get for a cheaper cost than 12. I'm obviously not casting him for 12. So I would say this is my most expensive creature. The thing with End-Raised Forerunners is it's really cool. I may get rid of it. I don't know. So far from when I was practicing this deck, I never got any value out of it. But you know, I'm gonna put it in here because this is just sitting around in my collection and I've never used it, so I figured this is the perfect opportunity. So we have one End-Raised Forerunners. Basically, it has Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. When End-Raised Forerunner enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Trample until the end of turn. So that's amazing. 2 Galta Primal Hungers. This guy is just a boss and he has Trample. The one thing that's the downside to it is that it's a legendary creature, so you can't play more than one on the field at a time. But I suppose if they allowed you to play 2 of these bad boys on the field at a time, it would be too sick. I'm actually running 26 land in this deck from when I was playing around, even though I have plenty of ramp, and some would say that 26 land is a bit excessive. I figured that, at least when I was trying it out, that when I am at 26 land, this deck is the most consistent. So 26 land it is. We have 24 Forest and 2 Memorial to Unity. This is really cool. This is a land that comes in tapped. I could either tap it for a green mana, or I could pay 3 and tap this, and then I could look at the top 5 cards in my library and I could reveal a creature card and put it into my hand. So that's really cool, especially in a deck like this where I'm running plenty of creatures. Anyway, this is Mono Green Machine, and let's go right on into it, and this is going to be round 1. So when I was trying this deck out, I haven't come across anything aggro-ish that swarms the board. I could imagine that I would suffer greatly for any of those decks that either burn me in my face. If I can't jump on my opponent fast enough and finish him off, then he's just going to be burning me in my face. I have no life gain in this deck. So for that alone, I may take out the End-Raised Forerunner and put in a Palaka Worm, but for the time being, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Although Palaka Worm probably is a more consistent and better play. Okay, I like this. We're going to hit up a Gigantosaurus, hopefully relatively quick. You know, if I could draw into a Elvish Rejuvenator next turn, I'll be really happy. I'll be a happy camper. So Llanowar Elf, yeah, he's going to probably get removed. Okay, he didn't do that. So we have 3 over here. This is a good place to be. If he doesn't remove the Llanowar Elf, then I'm going to hit off with a Ripture Raptor, and then he's going to have a hard time removing of it, especially if he's playing... Okay, so he's not playing mono. I suppose that definitely gives him a bit better of a chance to deal with him, because if he has to hit it with shocks, if he has to hit it with lightning strikes, I'm going to go ahead and draw cards for that, and at least I'll have him pay a tax. I love Ripture Raptor, it's really great. Okay, so during your turn, spells your opponent's cast cost 1 more. So I think I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, okay. So do I hold off a turn? I think I hold off a turn. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw down the Elvish Rejuvenator. That's 1. Perfect. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the Ripture Raptor against the Burrow's Challenger for 2. And then I'm going to come swinging with this. Our creature gets 2/2. That's fine with me. So if I come in and that was actually a very interesting play. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'll actually have him clear out his board. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. You know, I'm going to draw a card off that as well. I would have rather hoped that the Ripture Raptor would have hung around for a bit, but I think we'll be fine with this. So, yeah, so we have a Gigantosaurus. I suppose he could do something like an Ixalan's Binding or a Conclave Tribunal. It looks like this deck is probably running some like Conclave Tribunal type of stuff. Ooh, okay. So do I let this hit is the question. I figure I don't need the Elvish Rejuvenator down on the field at this point, so why not? I'll trade it off. Okay, so wow, that was actually a really good play by him doing this Integrity. I definitely didn't see that happening. We'll go ahead and do a Llanowar Elf, and now we're going to have to see what he does. I'm kind of hoping he can't get rid of the Gigantosaurus. Okay. So He'll swing in with the Spirit. Oh, he didn't. Okay, so now the time has come to see what I can pull from the top over here. Oh, yes, a Carnage Tyrant has made its way to me. Yeah, we're good. So even if he somehow removes all of this, I don't know how, but if he does, we have Carnage Tyrant next turn, which has Trample. So we're in a really good position. And I don't even mind blocking out some of these guys over here because we have 6 land down over here. So some of these guys are just hanging around at this point that I don't need. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna give, interesting. So like this. Wow, this became a 3/3. Mentor. Why did this become a 3/3? Well, if that's a 3/3, then I'm gonna actually let that hit. Yeah, so what could he do right now? He could give this more oomph. You know what? I'm gonna block out this Tajik right now and see how this resolves itself. So hopefully I'm gonna get rid of this Goblin Banneret. Creatures you control gain indestructible. What was that? Take an extra turn after at the beginning of that end step, lose the game. Oh, so wow, that's it. He doubled down. He put everything in one basket. Could he do it? This gives him 5. Oh, snap. Yeah, he wins the game. What a play. What a play indeed. And he gets lifelink at this point. Jesus, I did not see that coming. So that's going to probably be game. Oh, wow. What a play indeed. You know, I'm not even mad, man. Not even mad. That was well executed. Flash trick. My hat off to you. Okay, so now we'll go ahead for round 2. I felt like our deck did what it was meant to do. But as I said, the problem with mono green is there's no real removal. And I need to have something of big presence on the field to actually run a Rabid Bite. But yeah, but you know what? I guess against those aggro decks, this deck would never do too well. That's the problem with mono. They stick you in too firmly into set play style. And you just got to roll with it. So this deck, I'm not focusing on any much removal. I'm just focusing on just bringing big beasts down onto the field. And it looks like we are well on our way, actually, to doing that. So, speaking of these, if you lost life this turn, I think I might as well just get rid of this already. I have something in hand to do it. Resolve, he gained 1 life, that's fine with me. And now I'm going to just swing in with this. I'm going to tap this to either get a land, thin out my deck some, or whatever. I'll see what's at the top of my deck. Even though I can't change what's coming, at least I will know what's coming. So let's hope it's a land. A Beast Whisperer, that's always cool. Okay, Beast Whisperer it is. But I feel, so wait, so the question is as such. Do I go and throw the Beast Whisperer down now and then hope to draw a card off these guys? I think I'm going to do that. I have some blockers down on the field. I could always block out the Knight of Mouse with the Dried Green Seeker, so long as, okay. So he just played Ixalan's Binding, so now things got a bit more interesting. So I guess Reclamation Sage is going to have to do its thing. I think it's time also I just trade off the Dryad Green Seeker. So I'm going to block this. I'm going to tap. Perfect. So we have a Blanchwood Armor as well. And now the time has come. We're going to pop this. So I'm happy I'm running 2 copies of Reclamation Sage. So now our board state is back to where I want it to be. I'll fling in like this. And then next turn, Gigantosaurus. And I'll draw a card off that too. The problem with Orzhov is that he's going to be having plenty of Mortifies, Ixalan's Binding. Oh, he just Knights Pledged. But I could deal with the Knight's Pledge, though. That is fine for now. So I could trade this. What's going on? Okay. Okay, so that was fine. I'm just hoping he's not going to cast down this, which he very well may. Okay, so now we have a Gigantosaurus down and another Llanowar Elf. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think the play is as such. Next turn, we're going to hit up the Blanchwood Armor, both on the Gigantosaurus and the Beast Whisperer. He is probably going to run some removal right now. I just hope it's not another Ixalan's Binding or Luminous Bonds. Okay. So he rendered that guy useless. I'm going to block this guy out. And then I'm going to swing in with a Blanchwood Armor right now. Oh, yes. Wait a moment. Yeah, no, I think I have to do it like this. I think it's the best way. And 6, 7. Do I throw on another one? I don't think so. I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket. You know, that could get me into trouble. Because he's definitely going to remove something or other. At least now I'm going to force him to hang back a bit. Because he needs something to block out. He doesn't want... Or he may get greedy too and swing in with both these bad boys. And then I could come in with him. But there's a few plays my opponent could do right now that I have to be wary of. He could have a Settle the Wreckage. He could do multiple things. Dub. So this became types, yeah. So as I said before, now I at least made him take pause. I'm gonna let that hit actually. I could afford that 3 damage. I made him take pause. So this is good. We have now a Ripjaw Raptor down. And at this point, I am going to just double down and swing in hard. He has to protect this because I have lethal swinging at him. Let's just hope he can't boost himself up. Okay, that makes me happy because now I have both a Ripjaw Raptor and a Beast Whisperer that's boosted up. So if he removes something, he's going to go for the Beast Whisperer, but that leaves me with the Ripjaw Raptor still, so that's cool. Let's just hope he can't deal with both. I'm glad he only has one source of black mana over here. Okay, this is still very good for me. Now I just want to draw into creature. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I'm definitely applying the pressure in a big way right now. He could have himself a Seal Away. Okay, so this is great. So we're going to draw a card right now off the Ripjaw Raptor. Unless he seals away, which he very may well. Oh. That's fine. I guess. I'm going to still draw a card. He just bought himself an extra turn, which is cool for him. But I still feel pretty comfortable. So now these guys still have Indestructible. So I'm going to have to wait a turn to do what I need to do here. But I might as well pop this while I'm at it and get a card. See what I drop. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we have a Carnage Tyrant now. And we're in a good place. I think I'm going to win this one. So long as he doesn't, let's say, like Cleansing Nova at this moment. Which even then, I could always get a Carnage Tyrant down and work from there. He will put everyone back at square one, and I think I'll come out ahead of him. But to settle the wreckage is what I have to be fearful of. That's the true issue right here. Okay. Let's see what he's going to do. So he got a Johnny. Okay, that's a good play. It's a good play because he has first strike. However, at this point, I just have too much power behind me. Or he could have done that. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. And yeah, okay, he realized right away that that was it. Okay, so that was nice. My opponent put up a pretty good fight, but you saw my deck do what it was meant to do. And it did it very well. I think we're going to go one more. You know, we'll keep to the classic 3 matchup. So I lost one, I won one, and now let's hope to win the second. Sorry for rubbing my eyes a lot. My contacts are blurring out on me. Oh, this is a great start off. This is actually absolutely fantastic. Some would say this is the ideal start off. Llanowar Elf turn 1, Elvish Rejuvenator turn 2, and then I think, yeah, turn 3 Gigantosaurus. If I did that right. So this is 2, 3, yep, okay. Okay, so we're going up against another Orzhov deck. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we're going to be on curve for our Gigantosaurus, so we're in a pretty good place. If he can't deal with it, like with a cast down or something like that, then we're going to be really good. And we have ourselves a Rabid Bite, so potentially next turn I could clear whatever he has in our way and do our thing. But he probably will draw some sort of removal. This deck is just filled with removal, so the Gigantosaurus I can't rely on remaining around for too long. Okay, so I guess he couldn't answer it. You know what? I can't even hate on him. Turn 3 Gigantosaurus is just great. Okay, so let's do that one more time. That was just too fast. So we won 2 so far, and we lost 1. I think we could do it again. That's the ideal start off. Elvish Rejuvenator turn 1. Llanowar Elf turn 1. Elvish Rejuvenator turn 2. Gigantosaurus turn 3. I don't like this. Nope. I'm actually gonna mulligan this. Okay, this works out better for me. No, I don't need any more land at that point. Ooh, so he may be running control. Now this deck sucks against control decks, unless I have in hand my Carnage Tyrant boy. Okay, so we're pretty good now that we have the Beast Whisperer. Let's just hope he can't Essence Scatter. Okay, so he slowed me down a turn. Let's just hope he won't be able to answer the Beast Whisperer. This may be a Teferi deck, and if it's a Teferi deck, I'm not even going to hold any hopes for winning. Unless maybe I draw into a Gigantosaurus right now, and I'll get a jump on him before he gets it on me. We just got the Beast Whisperer down, and then I'll draw something off the Llanowar Elf and see if I could work from there. Yeah, it's over with, guys. I don't see myself doing well against this deck. Okay, maybe I talked too soon. We do have a Carnage Tyrant, guys. So I could get him down next turn, so long as he doesn't fuck around with this. But then again, he could still always have Settle the Wreckage and deal that way. Okay, beautiful. So he probably thinks that he's just going to counter what comes next. But I'm going to say to go fuck yourself, my friend. Teferi, not today. So we have the Carnage Tyrant. He's going to be searching for the Settle the Wreckage or the Cleansing Nova. It's the only thing that, yeah, he's just going to go searching hardcore right now for it. It's the only thing that he can do to the Carnage Tyrant. Or put something in the way, which I could Rabid Bite, but I doubt he's going to do that. Maybe he's going to throw down a Teferi. The question is as such. Do I wait around or do I strike at him hard? So every time he draws a card, it puts him closer. You know what? Here's the question. I've never known. Do I deal with the Teferi now, or do I just go for his life? Because if I hit him now, it's 9, and then potentially I could be lethal in 2 turns. He doesn't have... You know what? I think that's what we have to do. I think I have to go for gold at this point in time. I can't waste away dealing with this Teferi. I think I made the right play. We're going to find out real soon, though. He may have the Settle the Wreckage. He's going to be drawing a card which will give him maybe the Settle the Wreckage. I'm really hoping that I have this. Okay, let's see what it's going to be. Yeah, I think I win. No, he could still have Settle the Wreckage. So long as he doesn't play anything right now. Yeah, we're just going to have to go for it. Or, wait a moment. We could play this a different way as well. We could give the Llanowar, if he counters this, then we win. We win. He can't Settle the Wreckage anymore. I'm going to swing him right at his face. He may be able to seal something away, in which case he buys himself another turn. But if he can't, I win the game. So I made the right decision. I ignored the Teferi. That's the first time I did that, and I'm definitely going to do that in the future. That was pretty cool. I didn't think I would do well against control. So anyway, this is my mono green machine deck. It's pretty cool. If you guys have any input on how to improve this a bit more, please drop in the comments below. Definitely looking for some improvements for this deck. I didn't even get any value out of the Shaper Sanctuary. In fact, I didn't even see it in hand at all, but I still think it's a good addition. Okay, guys, so anyway, this is the mono green machine, and I hope you enjoyed it, and most importantly, have a great day.